Thank you. On Iraq, John, how do you balance going after militias who threaten the U.S. Presence within the coalitions in Iraq with a diplomatic standoff with the government that considered a partner, since they accuse the U.S. of violating sovereignty after going after the Nujaba movement today in this strike?
Again, I can't speak to the specifics of this particular strike. I would just tell you that, first of all, we're grateful for the continued support that we get from the government of Iraq. We are an advise and assist capacity only to help Iraqi security forces continue to go after a still viable ISIS threat in Iraq. And that partnership continues. Unlike Iran and the IRGC, we actually respect Iraqi sovereignty, and we take that seriously. You know what else we take seriously? Defending the lives of our men and women in uniform who are in Iraq, at Iraq's invitation, to help them get better against this terrorist threat. We take that seriously too. We have a right and a responsibility to make sure that they are well defended. And as the President has said, we'll continue to do what we have to do to protect our people.
One more. You said that Israel conducts this war and you want to see zero civilian casualty. Many believe that without the U.S., Israel cannot conduct this war because you support them militarily, you shield them at the UN Security Council. So you have huge leverage over the Israelis how they should conduct this war, especially that we've seen cabinet ministers attending a war cabinet in Israel, which we haven't seen before with other allies. So would you say that you actually can help to push more to reduce the number of civilian casualties, to increase humanitarian aid to Gaza, considering that aid organizations are saying that by February, Gazans are facing famine in the 21st century?
First, let me say we're very mindful of the humanitarian crisis that exists in Gaza, whether it's food, obviously medicine, water. And that is why, to your specific question, we have worked hard since the beginning of this conflict to talk to the Israelis about how they're conducting these operations, to lead the world literally in increasing humanitarian assistance inside Gaza now. Now, there's 2 gates open, Rafah and Kerem Shalom. That's not by accident. That's because the our American diplomatic efforts have done so much to get those gates open, and the trucks continue to flow. Not as much as we want, but they are. We're leading the world in terms of trying to make sure that we can alleviate that humanitarian suffering in Gaza. And that takes a lot of tough conversations sometimes with our Israeli counterparts, but we're not shying away from that. Secretary Blinken is literally on his way back to Israel today as we speak to have these continued conversations with our Israeli counterparts.